So the big question is this: how do investors like us, who don't have a PhD in finance or millions to start investing, how do we grow our bank accounts to build real savings and retirements, and yet still have the time to do what we really love? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer.
See you guys out there and having some conversations like this after the classes. Like, I'm excited because, and we have technology will continue to advance, and we'll have solutions we didn't think about. Like, I'm not banking everything on this magical technology that doesn't exist and that we can't scale yet. But I think we can use nature to do a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nature, even the oxygenation event, like 2.5 billion years ago, most of the oxygen atmosphere was because of like cyanobacteria. So I think, billions of years of evolution probably what we have right now. I've just been reading like a lot about like this stuff, especially with solar panels technology, because I don't know if you've ever heard of the STUSY Quest-Year limit. Shockley Quest-Year limit, and it's basically the maximum efficiency, and we're starting to approach that, is 33.1% of solar panels. Now that could be singular, so I want to talk to like more people about that. But I just hope that's not like a bottleneck and actually a second.
Well, have you heard about the ones that are the black solar panels?
If have they broken like I know the maximum efficiency I've read so far is 28.5%. That's the one I've seen, but maybe I haven't.
No. This is where they're dark solar panels that actually create energy, they create power in the dark when the sun's not shining.
So if we take about other forms of light, like infrared light or something? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, MIT's working on it right now.
Okay,
so it's like, we're going to hit that other point of no efficiency return, but then we'll figure out option 2, which is
there's other forms.
Yeah, to get it.
Geothermal is actually surprisingly has a lot of energy, probably 10 times the average average power plant, coal power plant. So that's like a possibility.
If you want to feel good, go to Bioneers, and there's a guy, Saul, and it's I can send it. It's on the conversion to renewable energy. So if you search renewable energy Sol, it'll come up on Bioneers.org, and it'll blow you away. This guy's a MacArthur Fellow, Genius Fellow. He's worked for the Energy Department. He's way out there, and he basically walks exactly what we have to do, how we can do it, how much it'll cost, and you're just like, well, fuck, this is doable, right? It's not, you don't have to freak out as much. And I'm like, okay, and that doesn't even include the new technology.
I mean, you think about geothermal.
Bioneers.org, to have a podcast, and it's all the good things that are happening. You need it in this work, right? Because it'll drive you crazy.
You think about even close to Atlanta, even Decatur, Anna Scott, school. So what they recently did was because I'm in a class at Tech, and they showed us there, they changed up the dormitories. They just put some pipes below the ground.
Yeah.
And then, even in Atlanta, the difference between the temperature of the ground and the soil is good enough that they could power, dormitories, power the showers, and if they could do it at Anna Scott, we're excited. We have more brains.
And we can do this on individual houses.
If we just get more engineers, we'd probably figure out how to solve this thing fairly quickly.
We can't even fix a PowerPoint.
That's true.
It probably takes time.
But
I think, and that's where
I'm just wanting to find solutions. Because I've been worried about this for the last 6 months, probably a lot. Because I've been binging on all the.
I know some people who might be interested in you can get in touch with them.
And that's why I'm so big on the Overton window, because we can have the scientists, we can have the engineers with the solutions. By the way, we already have. And then it becomes a public awareness issue and a political issue. Well, the politics will be driven by the public awareness. So you've got to move what's called the Overton window, which is the awareness of any issue. So Trump goes in there and is like, oh, they're not so bad down there in Charlottesburg. And what he did was he moved the needle right for white supremacists are okay. They could have done a lot worse. So what we need to be doing is, on a regular basis, moving the needle on climate change and solutions towards where we want it. And the way we do that is stuff like this. But then you also have to disrupt a little bit, like they did in Charlottesville. They went in, it raised what the hell? There's those the morons that took all their automatic weapons into
torches.
Torches. No, this was actually in Kentucky. They went into the state capitol and kind of took it over. It was surprising you didn't see much of that. I know Mitch McConnell wanted it out there, but it was a white gun wacko group. But we need to match these guys with what we're doing.
Yeah.
And you can't always don't get arrested, you can't, but you can help organize and tell us what to do under encrypted software, and and have a burner phone. What? I didn't bring that. Are you kidding me?
I mean, there are many ways to get something done. Some ways are not to be mentioned.
That's true. You're right. I was kidding. So,
See those things? Right there.
Oh,
and listen, for me, it's always like misdemeanor stuff, right? Like I'm not trying to like go like fifth monkey year or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So what happens when you get arrested? You post bail? Do they actually charge you with it? Do you actually?
They just get a misdemeanor usually.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good.
And you know, it's just like jaywalking. Then it's not, you know, they're gonna keep you in a jail for 4 to 6 hours.
Honestly,
I mean, it's like going to the dentist, right? Like
honestly, if you're like a text
shitty magazines, seats aren't very comfortable.
Yeah.
If you get arrested with the keys, you just want to take a nice sweatshirt. It's pretty cold. And actually,
It's probably worse for minorities, though, right?
Yeah.
yeah, but no. And so that's something that with XR, we really go out of our way to protect at-risk anybody. So if transgender people, oh my God, like they could be doing nothing and they'll arrest them.
Yeah.
And then usually it's the young black males. They go right at them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the black cops, and you're like, dude.
Sometimes I get curious, yeah, you're doing your job, but you can do your job a better way, man.
So that's the funny part. We were doing this protest in Decatur on Monday of this week, and I was cracking up. So we go to the Wells Fargo, we get this 30-foot banner, we illegally zip tie it onto their building, and we're just handing out info and pamphlets, and oh my God, there's a lot of cops. There's like a coffee house in there and like this little meeting space. They were having a police meeting. So they're like, police are leaving. None of them cared. So finally I was just like, I cannot believe it. It was like in Atlanta, like they're about on us. And
I mean, like honestly, most people, like some people are just like lukewarm. They don't really want to do unless like being forced to. It goes both ways. Honestly though, like police officers don't really want to arrest people. They just want to like chill out, like get the case.
Totally.
Yeah.
And when we did the action in September, like they made a conscious effort to be forceful initially, and they used this if you had a bandana on, that they tie that back to the Ku Klux Klan. So they like tackled these guys, and then they made like 6 arrests, and then they were like kind of threatening other people, and they brought in like all this fire partner. They had like a big prison van or like bus with like the metal on the sides, and then they did the tackle thing, and they like had these like literally like Roman techniques where they took their bikes and turned them and used them like shields and then marched in on us in like lockstep. Like, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good. We kicked their ass up here because we changed our tactics and we did like water and we spread all out and we just. But at first it scared a bunch of people, but that was by design. Hey, we were there to do the same thing. Like it's all drama, it's all messaging, right? But but then as the day wore on, because we were protesting for 6 hours that day, and we were laughing with them, right? Like they were like just get on the road, we don't arrest you. I'm like, I would get on the road, but there's no fucking curb cut. Like call the city. Like we're like, first of all, and then they're like, bah, we'll give you a hand. Just get over here. So we were helping each other. It was like dance. So it was hilarious.
Man, this is like, yeah.
It was fun.
I have to go. But
Yeah, thank you for all your questions and for your work that you're carrying, and we got to wrap soon.
Honestly, the American police, like, for much of the for much of the hate you guys put on it, I mean, the only thing they have is guns. I mean, can't say anything. I got tear gas. My parents and I got tear gas before. That's not much.
To go.
What? Tear gas back in home.
Oh, back home?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so no, you guys, they got a little.
I mean, America's still a democracy. Maybe a little bit flawed, but still a democracy.
I agree.
In most terms, and like, I mean, that's where I quote Greta Thunberg, where she says she always supports democracy because that's the only way where like people's demands, including getting climate justice, gets put in a way that's more peaceful than it.
Yeah. And listen, the Decatur cops, one finally stopped. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And I was like, "Some Girl Scout cookies?" Like, I got this gear on, and he goes, "No, really, is this a climate protest?" I go, "Well, we're just handing out information. Would you like something?" "Yeah, absolutely." He's like, "Call us if you need anything." And he pulls away. I was like, wow, that was a vastly different experience from Atlanta.
And it's also like maybe people just change really quickly as well. People can change really quickly if they want to.
Yeah, for sure. So, what's up with you?
What do you,
question?
yeah.
What you got?
What do you think about like big scale blockchain
You're
tech
also Alex?
replacing
Alex,
these
I'm
information
Alex.
systems
Wait,
in
are you-
long
are you
term,
in
sort
on
of
the SOS
decreasing
chat?
their influence
Oh,
and their
no.
power
You
consumption
should
and their
go on the
investment?
SOS chat.
So that's one of the reasons that
So I leave Fridays for Future on campus. You know Fridays for Future, right? That's like Google.
So a lot of the
So I don't strike. Like I'll be pretty clear.
Or
Like
they
we pick
create
a time
their
where most
own,
people
currency.
aren't in class.
Yeah.
So
And
they
then
do not have
we usually
to
style
tax them because you're actually trading services
just this morning, what
in a
we
way
did was
that
like
you need. Like
a lot of
so-and-so
people
builds
use
houses
the cycle
such and
paper
such
to draw like Valentine's
is where I get
Day,
my
like,
food. So and so
posters,
does
like,
massage services. And so
and then we
they have
have
these
people-
thriving
and then
internal
previously
current
like,
like.
okay, King Pop
It's
Show,
their own
people-
currency. It's
yeah,
like you're
like,
trading. I
like,
mean, there's no value in
yeah,
this green
people
stuff.
sign
It's
on
just
phones,
what the value
like,
is.
Paul's
So
a partisan.
no, obviously
some
you might
pastoral.
only be able to buy
I can
certain
make your
things with
number.
that currency.
Oh, yeah,
But
of
again,
course.
when you get back to
You can
social
add
your name as well,
housing,
too.
You can add yourself
or
to Google.
workspace, like
No,
where you
if
might
you
rent
use
office
Google,
space or doing.
I used to read. I just
And yeah,
it's mostly like
I'm
just
serious. What major are you in?
electrical engineering.
I'm also BE at Penn.
Nice.
I just wonder like how it's gonna
Like a
pan out.
Man, it doesn't
when
matter.
the
Like
major
we're still pretty young
governments
compared to most people.
push
Yeah.
and the banks if they're gonna
It's
use
just
like
like
shut it
effective,
down
like,
or to make it
9 to 12 years.
volatile,
Oh, I know.
right?
That's what I'm worried
Because
Dude,
they want to
you-
protect
You got like
this
scan code
currency
first?
standard.
Yeah, I think you
No.
can.
And that kind of makes me gun shy on it
Get a
sometimes,
scan
right? Like they might try to
scan
take
code.
out the big
Sure.
cryptocurrency players
Yeah.
by over-regulating. I mean, obviously they can just put pressure on it to make it bigger. Yeah.
Or like reduce
Yeah.
that.
What do you
Like,
think?
wait,
about
if you
that?
let me show you.
I know nothing about this. Like I just know enough to be
So,
like, oh,
I mean,
so I mean, do you think that that's
so
gonna reshape our banking,
So I see-
international banking, or
Yeah, I think it
me-
would totally change banking.
do you think it's
Um,
gonna happen?
like,
It's
to be
interesting. There's
honest,
in New York stuff where they have the regulation
don't-
on the central
I don't really
exchanges,
care
so
whatever
there
system
definitely
it
has to be
is.
some
Yeah.
kind of
but
decentralized
democracy
asset
has to
exchange
be
for electronic
Yeah.
that
because
people can go through.
like I
They don't have to go
I
through a
haven't
central
up
bank.
close and personal experience.
Because right now you have to go through
Whatever
central
system
authorities
it
if
is,
you want to
if
get
it's not
into any
democratic,
trade, any
goes
asset
all really
transactions or
quickly.
any
And so, like, I mean,
exchanges of value.
and also like
And so I
it's
guess
very
probably the
hard
first
to,
big
like,
step is
there's not absolute
decentralizing asset
capitalism, absolute
management.
socialism.
And if you could do
Yes,
that, like that should
in
in
most
effect
places it doesn't really exist. So we
really,
can't-
really,
I
really
can't
help
say that I'm a
replace existing
socialist
banking
proponent
systems
just
and
because, like,
structure and
like,
financial institutions.
You can't even get a Democrat socialist to tell you
You
exactly
cut
what
off
is socialism.
them
Oh,
being
yeah.
required
I mean,
middlemen.
I mean, like,
financial
there are
services.
different interpretations
Yeah.
of like socialist, like socialist.
So where I
like,
learned about that interesting
policies.
enough was when I was in
Typically, like,
Peru
Marxist
doing
Leninists,
this
people
fasting
who, you know,
and working in the
plan
forest.
I mean, that's the
the
only
people that were
part
down
of playing
there,
economy
a
that
lot
doesn't
of
work.
work.
Yeah,
That's-
we're not entirely.
and then, but then like you can have
But-
like a lot of ways of doing it.
But the one guy,
For
two
example,
of
like
three of them
something
down
that
there were
Americans have been doing really well
we
is
would
form of
like
own.
hours of just
For
like
example,
how the
you have
crypto market
knowledge,
works,
yeah.
how it's going to change
Like
things, it
for
is
just
changing
natural,
things, and
the
they
own
don't
by
need money in
for
banks. They
which
only do
you can
crypto.
technically say it's
Yeah, I mean, the banks have no money
the
then.
workers own
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like,
But then
if
they
Exactly.
profit because
And even if the banks, if you
they
put the
still
money
use
into
money as a currency of
to
trust,
credit
and
unions
profit.
or small local
Everybody
banks,
works hard, everybody earns,
Right.
everybody has a
Because
better
big
life,
banks,
everybody gets
we're
more
done.
paid. It's different from a
It's
public
literally
bank.
just every
yeah,
newsroom
those
saying,
like, you hear
buy
Richard
Chase,
Wolff.
buy Wells Fargo, hello,
Richard Wolff. He's like a professor.
whatever credit
Right,
unions,
that's-
right?
No,
Right.
he's like he's an economics
I think I
professor.
heard of it.
Like,
Actually, rings a bell.
yeah,
And
but
the-
for,
and the
like,
beauty of a credit
independent
union
cooperative
is
where you have like
co-op.
instead of like
So
a
the co-op
conventional
goes on
corporate
what
hierarchy,
projects
you have like a
they're investing in.
democratically elected like
So
CEO
you
and stuff
have
like
a
that.
whole different.
And this is already
they don't
existing.
exist
I mean,
to
it's-
make a profit.
I mean, the point is like,
They're a
it's not
cooperative.
even quote unquote socialism.
That can make a
because
profit,
it's already
but they
here.
also,
It's been here for
because
hundreds
of the
of
nature
years.
of
It's just
the
like
way that
looking
they're
at
structured,
like, like you
as opposed
have
to
like
a
a farmer's
corporation,
market
that, you know,
organization.
for-profit corporation
It's
that has a
like,
mandate to
effectively the
constantly
people who
turn
benefit from
profit.
it also make decisions.
And so I think that's the other
people
part too,
who
is
somehow
like,
make benefit
that's
from
what I
it
was
are
saying,
somehow
like,
just
if
the
you
people who
take
also work for the company.
the best
Yeah.
of capitalism with the best of
And there are many
democratic
ways to
socialism
do
as,
this, for
as one
example,
example.
but I
You
feel
start to merge those,
like
you get something,
my
you get
point,
into
like as a very
vastly
religious
different.
person, I
like
think,
businesses
like,
that might exist
obviously we
to
want
meet their social
get more
obligation.
people on board because and another thing which is
Oh, it's not even
like, at least,
capitalism.
like the next good step is like get more people to at least come.
It's corporate socialism.
socialism.
Yeah.
which is why I'm like so wary of labels and cancel culture. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's
I-
very,
yeah,
very
it's-
highly concerning.
No, I don't have to read some more about that.
It's self-defeating.
It's self-defeating. I mean,
It's an area where
That's why sometimes I get iffy about Bernie Sanders. Like
That's
Bernie Sanders is an awesome person. Like you know that what it says. Of course, I hope he's gonna turn real, but then you also have to be mindful of people who are fine or lukewarm with it, but might not just commit. And you can't ever like get the Bernie votes, which is like
The secret word is uber wealthy
that's
American.
like a huge no-no. Like, you can't do
It's
that
pretty dope.
because
It's,
if you try to do this, you just basically
Dang,
push it away from
Are you from around here originally?
Because
From North
if you
Carolina.
want to do socialism, you have to have everybody to buy in.
So what are
Or else
you
it doesn't
studying
work.
here?
Computer
And then,
engineering.
Okay.
but sometimes I just get like.
So do you
I'm not-
invest
like,
your
in terms of like
money
I commented
in
from a
crypto?
like a
Oh, no, I got
All of it.
Not all of it, but I mean, you big chunk of it. Especially with, there's a very yield curve
Well, I
in
mean,
August,
like
September.
I pointed out again,
And
Chinese
historically,
Communist Party
every time
is
it's
not
very
really
yield curve
communism.
for the past
Not at all. Not socialism.
happened
It's a
within
sham.
about a
Like,
year.
they use the name
there's been
socialism,
a
but it's
crash,
in
a
fact
recession in the market.
it's
Yeah.
a fall,
So
right?
when the market,
Highly technocratic.
Which ones?
authoritarianism.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
just
the crack- yeah, you said
in the stock
like,
market.
it's more like
Oh, in the stock market. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when stocks crash historically, gold and other commodities go up a whole bunch. And so this is probably the first crash where crypto is going to exist. So I got a lot of money in like calls and other options and long positions in crypto. So far they're up about 483%
I also
the past 3
understand
months.
whatever system that's going to put out, you have to have peace about it. You have
Because
to have
market goes
a
down,
democratic
people just
feedback system.
buy Bitcoin.
You also have
So
Yeah.
You also have
And
to
gold,
build
another part of that.
institutions
Right.
They think
and
it's
build
cheaper.
Right,
civic
right.
values, which includes respect.
And I think
Basic
the
respect.
safest thing there
I mean,
is
you
is
can't
actually
like, for example, I'm very religious,
resilient,
which means
self-sustaining,
I
small
might not
communities
use a lot of
of
people for
150
social issues,
miles.
but at least I respect that they
The
have
minute you get over
their expected
150, the dynamics change.
and I don't
because
degrade them
you can't
based
have a
on what you
relationship
have, and
where people
which
can
I
use
expect
trust
of
because
them
they
to
just
do, where like they don't
that's the
degrade
limit of
the
how many
person
people
who
we
is
can
not
have,
you.
in
And
a,
so,
in a
but if
trusting
the
right way.
democracy doesn't work,
And so
if people doesn't have
when
mutual
you
respect,
have
because all we
communities
have
of that
is just
size,
like,
they're resilient to
this election
what
is
do
rigged,
I
we're not doing it,
need?
they're planning a
I don't
coup
need a
for
bank.
whatever.
Yeah.
I have a doctor, I have food, I have medicine that's growing.
But
I mean, I've
Right, like,
Marxist
we'll
Leninism.
make our own power.
What?
I'm not defending
But
Marxist
it's paid for.
Leninism.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
Got it built
the system,
wisely
like,
and
I mean,
reduced
you have
all
all
the
democratic
bullshit
social
through by going into building, doing what's called a planned development. You can basically opt out of having some septic fields and all this stuff
Again,
because you're like, we don't need
you have to
that,
have
and therefore now I don't need all the plumbing, I don't need all the
because
additional electric. So
socialism is like
my price per square foot moves from what I used to do as a traditional, or
in
not
order
me
to
as
make sure that they
as a
decide
builder
what
in
they
this
do, you have to have-
economy where it would be
you have to
100,
have
150 bucks a
systems
square
to
foot.
tell them, this is what we
square
need.
foot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Easier to maintain,
More
more free time to do whatever I want to do. Like so at that point, to me, that's rich.
And that's why
Yeah.
I'm very
That
interested
is
in
what-
policy / journalism.
And that people that I can
I
count
feel like that's what
because I'm
to hell
doing
with
things,
like
meeting
actually gotta get
things,
it.
building things, growing things, looking after their kids, that sort of thing. So I think
about like 8 months ago when I started like looking into data more.
as I'm able to look at
So I basically started reading about like runaway events from like
Because I don't care how
and
much
stuff
money
like
you
that,
have.
carbon dioxide
It'll
tracking side
help
by
you
side.
for a while if you're lucky.
I was like, okay, so
But
it's like a runaway
the
event.
most
That's scary.
valuable thing on the planet is
Yeah,
friendship.
right.
and
That is,
family.
yeah.
So that's it.
Impact. So I think we're like 700 per ton.
Huh?
Like carbon dioxide emissions.
He said
To make money with it.
No, I just gave like 4 lecture series on the importance of friendship and building relationship assets.
Really?
It is like
Relationship asset. I love it.
It's amazing. It
Yeah.
changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the
I don't want to be
guys,
I don't want to be
so all the guys
that's
that
like
I do,
might be harder to
that I partner with on the real estate stuff that I do and other projects, like, I mean, it's
and
nice.
then like also like because
Decades
of
long,
higher
lifelong
carbon dioxide
friends.
levels, your
And,
agricultural productivity
You know,
actually
like, they'll call me and be like,
because
yeah, I'm
the
trying to buy a
plants
house,
get
can I borrow
bigger,
100
but
grand?
the
or whatever?
nutrients
Yeah,
actually
right.
increase, which means
Because
that it's
I know they're good for it.
compounding
And we do it, it goes both ways, right?
better
Like,
to
hey
get
man,
this
I'm completely
done.
overallocated. I'm trying to buy this house. Can I borrow 50 grand? And then they're like, then they, like, their mothers and my mothers
I'm
are
happy
like
to
loaning
see-
money back and forth
yeah,
because it's a
more
secured
people
asset. Like, we don't have a, we
and-
don't, like, we do all
and
kinds of
people
unsecured
from
loans.
every
on
sector
stuff.
care
I
about
took
it.
my,
That's
you
the
did
good
that
part
for
of
me,
it. You
3
do
months,
good
but
and you like
I
it.
took my IRA out
Yeah.
and did a
I mean,
something
like
like
electrical engineering and
401k.
Oh,
and
yeah,
took
that's
from
even better.
41,000
That's
to like.
Like because like when
Just
people
under
see on the
half a
environment,
Very impressive.
Yeah, it
it
wasn't
was sort of a
bad,
skill
right?
I care about the environment.
And
With real
Become an
estate?
environmental
Yeah.
engineer, right?
Yeah.
But then
And
you show them there are more options.
and that was in
Then having a false dichotomy between
7 years.
So 7. That's very
It's
impressive.
not too shabby. And I worked full time and was a dad and did it like it was a part-time thing.
That's
You know,
like-
yeah. And then I also did the same thing, not in my IRA because that's a separate,
Willing to
or my
basically
401k, that's a separate entity. We did the same thing with another
It's just the fact that I'm
21
really worried about
properties.
this over the 9 to 12
So-
years. I mean, it won't be
Yeah,
probably immediately
and the
that
whole
late,
time
but
like
like,
providing
we
affordable
almost see
housing
universal
and
effect.
getting to do energy efficiency. And so that for
it's
me,
not
I was
the
like, I
end,
didn't
like
understand
the
why I was
world's not gonna
doing it
end in
first.
12
I had
years.
this like just
There's just like
thing
No.
was
the
like,
golden
go,
window of
see
solving
what you
these
learn how to do
problems
with your
lies within the
grandfather.
And
9 to
just
12.
build shit.
It's like 9 to 12 years.
Secondly, I got
It's not
sick
the
of
end
going
of 9 to 12 years,
into
it's
houses that
universal
work for me. I
effect.
couldn't
And then
get,
after that,
like, I
it's
wanted
gonna be
accessible
difficult
housing,
to
and
outright
I try to explain it all to builders, and they
But
fuck it
that's
up
like-
every
It's like
time. I was
crossing
like,
an event horizon.
that's how we got it built. For the most part.
Yeah,
that
very
just kinda-
very good business.
But,
We're
well, my one buddy,
Because then after
he's
that,
made
it's
some
like,
money
you're
on
gonna
it,
wait
but
like 25 years
it's fine.
before
I
things
enjoy
get
it this
progressed
phase of my life.
so-
Like, I just wanted to
Yeah,
get out
you
of
already have
offices
mass
and
migration,
like actually
migration,
build this whole
equatorial
thing.
region.
Yeah, that's where you're at.
We
You
already
know, like, I
see
love
it.
it.
It's not
I
happening.
love
It's happening right now.
Yeah, it is.
I love going on the farms and checking stuff out. And it's
That is
fun.
so dope.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But I love it. Friend, what did you call it again? You called it
Friendship asset?
friendship asset.
Yeah, if you have like meetings or something with it, one
Social
group.
capital, relationship asset.
Typically Fridays from 10 to
I worked with like
And
thousands of
then,
students over the past
so
3 or 4 years.
like,
And there's
so
always
I'm
a
one
stark
of the
contrast between like people at like real
organizers,
estate and then people at like
organizers,
financial markets.
organizers.
And they're like real estate's so cool, but it's like it's a totally different
that-
game.
that-
It's a totally different game.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah,
kind of hardcore, right? Like, I mean, yeah.
anybody
Like some
responds.
of the,
Let's see.
I don't know that I would encourage
I think
everybody
you
to
also
do it,
wanna
especially as a
explain this if you had-
white guy in
Yeah,
a
sure.
wheelchair. Like,
Sure.
there was some violence that occurred a few times.
Wow.
Yeah, just because it was like the whole gentrification and like drug dealers and all that sort of jazz. 'Cause we were going into
Scam
markets
thing.
like, buying
Oh,
houses.
there we go. Appreciate it.
15 grand, 10 grand, like, and there were some learning curves in there. I kind of moved out and went and got a light on the east side of Decatur, so I was getting my ass kicked over here in Edgewood.
They definitely
downtown
like about all the
stuff.
technologies and then like tell other people
We
about
need,
it.
we need everything. We need to go, like.
Well, that was 10 years ago.
Every single
7
thing.
years ago. We did our first one.
Something. I used to be libertarian.
I mean, I was doing some
Libertarian
property
type
stuff
person,
starting
like, it
back
was probably like
in
about a year and a half ago.
Really,
And I said, you know,
95 when
there's
we moved here,
certain
so I
things
renovated
that you
the
probably
house,
need to be
had
changing,
renters.
like climate change.
I should do my first
Labor
rental in
market's
college.
aren't exactly good for
Total
everything.
shithole, but I had 28
And
renters
there's
and it
like
paid my
the
whole
order of
way,
magnitude climate
other than
change.
my
There
freshman
doesn't seem to be any other.
college and grad school,
There was
so.
social
That's
life.
awesome.
And then I sold the house and made 40 grand.
We
Yeah, it was
need
good.
it.
But I read this book, Wealth Without Risk,
We need
but
it.
that was from the 80s.
I don't care if
Crypto and day trading barely existed. You know?
So
We didn't have computers. It's good to meet you, man. So I'll have to check your book out.
I mean, we need everybody to do.
Did you record your
Obviously, like, we need the right people to do it,
lecture?
but I mean, ultimately, we need everybody to buy.
Oh yeah, it's a
Obviously, I don't
giant,
wanna work with the
giant
fastest
course I
ones.
made.
And
It's
in the end, we
like
also need the fastest to make a change.
4
in
weeks
us.
of seminars
Oh,
and
wow.
a class and
Depends. If you're
Is it on
doing
YouTube or online,
fascists,
or-
not the American
I've got a
fascists, 'cause if the
team of
American fascists
editors.
got
They're
power,
finishing
there's
it
a lot
up.
of
They've
people
been
getting
working like 20 hours a day forever.
Yeah.
It should be done like in like 2 weeks. They've been working on it for 3 months.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a big project.
Yeah,
We're working over about a half year.
How old are you? Like,
18.
of course, I don't want to become the fastest for you.
Same.
Nice.
It's messed up. The book was tax free wealth.
So the book I read was called Wealth Without Risk.
Wealth Without Risk.
Yeah.
It's a compelling title.
It really is, isn't it? Yeah.
That's like good stuff. See, when I made my book, I didn't know anything about marketing. And oh my god, it's just such a long title.
Like, we also need like the buy into do the.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Yeah.
So- Yeah, Charles Gibbons was the guy's author's name. So somebody gave it to me when I was like laying in a hospital bed. Like,
Oh my god, no way.
Oh yeah, like that did radically change my life in a really positive way.
Holy crap.
Yeah, they were like, remember, like different people brought me different books. And one guy brought me a book on magic. And, I used to do some magic, and then this other guy brought me that book. And I was like, gonna start making some passive income. So I bought my first delinquent tax property when I was 16.
That's so
And we
dope.
started doing delinquent tax properties, and I was buying them, like going in with like these, and they were like hedge fund people from Chicago, and I was in there like 17, doing it with my dad, and he was great like that. Like, I was like, oh yeah, and then he would be like, oh, I didn't tell you? Yeah, you're buying this. It was like this super high stress like trading, and like you're like, oh, freaking out. So that was a lot of
How you
fun.
buy a house at 16?
The house was a delinquent tax property. It wasn't a house.
A delinquent tax property.
Yeah, so it was at a tax sale foreclosure in Illinois, and it was like, I think I bought it for $3,800. And then I had to go and find a buyer, so I ended up like putting together a marketing proposal and pitching it to the various neighbors, and then ultimately ended up trading a guy for a Subaru car, and he was putting an engine in it when I came up. It was awesome. I got this like Subaru station wagon, and the dude was in a wheelchair, which blew me away. He's like working on this car. I'm like, I love this guy. So we just hit it off, and we horse traded, and I left with like a $5,000 car. So as far as I'm concerned, I made a couple grand because I thought we were gonna like eat it on that one. But yeah, that was really good business. Where I with that business was I kept reinvesting, and then it grew, and our ability to acquire better deals, like everything tightened up in the market, more buyers, and just people were paying their taxes more, yada yada. So then I ended up kind of funding this business for another 12 years. My dad got cancer, and then my stepmom got a master's in business. Like she was working for the business. I just didn't have the heart to like shut it down. So like we ate through, because like at 27 I was like, you'd say a multimillionaire. I would have just sold everything out. But you know, sometimes you do it, whatever. Like, and then you have employees, and you like it's hard to let them go. Like I'm kind of sensitive like that. So now, like my new company is like I don't have employees anymore. Like it's super tight like that. Like I have subcontractors, but yeah, I just got out of that after the last 3. Yeah, that we did. I was just like, and it's so much time. They use something in their drama and their stuff, which is good but bad. Like I want to do that in community, not in this thing that's working. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, like that was the guy who was calling me. He's a homeless dude that lives on my brother's farm and looks after these animals. It's great. He's no longer an alcoholic. He has these amazing relationships. He's doing great work. He's the best place he's been in the last 40 years. But I know he's calling me because we're trying to get him a bank account and get him a social security card and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, I can only do this when I can do this, you know. And so yeah, but implicitly you're on the hook. So yeah. The other thing that I do a lot of time with now is like, how do you, if you're going to help people, like what's the most impactful way to do this? I don't know if you've like been reading any. Do you read any of Michael Pollan's work? Omnivore's Dilemma. He's written. He's a New York Times science writer, really well published. But check him out on Terry Gross. Michael Pollan.
Like Pollan?
Pollan, yeah, Pollan. Pollan, yeah. And but it's basically like how we deal with mental health and use of plant-based, predominantly psychedelics, which can get people out of like the funk. Now we've got a lot of mental health issues, and like we spend $19 billion a year ineffectively treating veterans with PTSD, and we're losing thousands of them a year.
Yoga is more effective than whatever it is.
Yeah, and so if you go and you look now, it's just like wild results through structured psilocybin treatment. Like it blows away, even for smoking cessation, because of the way like it's rewiring effectively the brain and the executive functioning process.
But only if you want to. If you don't want to.
Yeah, if you don't want to quit, it won't work, right? But yeah, we have like people with addiction and a lot of issues. Yeah, Michael Pollan has a book called the new science behind psychedelics, I think it's called. But yeah.
Just recently,
Yeah, I mean, it was all a marketing deal, right? Like, and they demonized it, villainized it, even though it was arguably the most effective way for treating mental health at that time.
Yeah, there was evidence. They
Yeah.
shut that evidence down.
Yeah. So that's all come back. Pretty wild stuff.
Very interesting problem.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, great meeting you, man. Keep it up. I love it.
I'm sure you'll hear that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go look your book. I'll have to get a copy. Can I get it on Amazon?
Yeah, 100%.
100%?
Yeah, man. I'll do $1 per. I
Thank you so
have
much, Bob. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I sent you an email that I'll try to get in touch with you. Much appreciated.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So what were you saying?
I have a lot of my students, they're in like a membership site and the coaching programs and stuff they do. And we donate like 16% of net revenue to charity every month. People vote on who they want to donate to. Yeah.
Nice. So I did some work with the Maui Masterminds. Did you ever come across them?
No.
Yeah, they're just like,
Yeah,
business
I
building,
actually lead
training,
Fridays for
and,
Future, which is one of the major
Small
climate
business.
companies on campus, and
Justin Hall.
yeah, just had it.
I was trained up by vice president to be a climate PR.
They basically are like business coaching and, how do you maximize and grow your business efficiently and effectively. Yeah, it was pretty good, but
So you did that for your real estate business?
no, well, I did that. Actually, was with a startup for a company called Universal Funding Consultants.
Huh.
And so we did E-Rate, which is a federal program for internet connectivity, and used to be telephone connections for rural school systems and hospitals. And so there's this multi-billion-dollar fund out there, and we would help them get access to that fund. So I did it to grow that one, but it was solid. It was kind of a basics on how to grow your business. And it really came down to a lot of social contracts. So and that was the big thing we finally figured out how to do, was to put on our client interactions and meaningful experiences in a meaningful, cost-effective way. And what we started doing was partnering with other businesses to put on these amazing parties and get-togethers that we would have never been able to do on our own, nor them, but they were businesses we were competing against. So we were E-Rate, but we might meet with a group that did a lot of more related to janitorial services and building maintenance services, or building construction, or architecture services. And so then we would put together this little coalition to put on these amazing, we had the football coach for UGA, and we did a party at the UGA football stadium. One group that's really expensive. So you do 5 or 6, and now you can have, and you're not the only one on the hook. If you throw a party, it's on you to socialize with everybody. Whereas if you have other people that are the party hosts, it takes a lot of that pressure off, and it was just kind of a bit. So yeah, it was just how do you do whatever you're trying to do and achieve a little more effectively and cost effectively. So I love it. All right. Yeah, it was fun stuff. Are you going this way? You're going this way. You're gonna see me to my thing? Okay. All right, take care. Nice to meet you. Yeah, fun.
Yeah. Thanks.
Want more stock market secrets? If so, go get your free copy of my best-selling book, 9 to Noon. You can get your free copy plus $11,176 of unannounced bonuses it took me years to uncover, completely for free at 9tonoonsecrets.com. Inside 9 to Noon, you'll find the top 38 secrets you can use to double your portfolio every 2 years and make upwards of 10% per trade daily.